What's up, fellow travelers? My name is Bren, and this video is part of a new series I'm calling Where to Next, where once a month I'll present a destination I've been to in the past and give you my top 10 reasons why you should consider this place in your future travel plans. In this week's episode, I'm gonna give you my top 10 reasons why you should consider visiting the amazing country of New Zealand. While New Zealand isn't the cheapest country to get to by plane, hopefully this video would justify such a high price and inspire your future travel plans in 2021 after the pandemic. That being said, let's just jump right into it, shall we? There are so many reasons to visit New Zealand, but before we get into it, let's just get into some basic information just to help you get situated. New Zealand is an island country in the southwestern Pacific Ocean near Australia. While it is made up of many small islands, two main islands, the North Island and the South Island, compose the majority of its land mass and where you will likely spend your vacation. With almost 5 million inhabitants, most living in the North Island, New Zealand is composed of vast stretches of land with practically no one living there except for lots of sheep. And with almost 4 million tourists in 2019, the odds are, unless you spend time in the major cities like Auckland, you will probably meet more tourists than Kiwis. And I'm talking about people, not the birds. The birds, you probably will never see one. Because New Zealand is situated in the southern hemisphere, its summer season goes from December to February. That being said, I traveled there in March and I highly recommend that time of the year. There's less crowds and the temperature is still fine. That being said, here are my top 10 reasons why you should consider visiting New Zealand in 2021. Whether you are a die-hard Lord of the Rings fan or a Hobbit trilogy fan, or you just like the landscape shots in the movies, you will love New Zealand. With over 150 filming locations all over New Zealand just for the Lord of the Rings trilogy, you are sure to drive into one of the locations during your trip. Whether you visit the Hobbiton movie set, aka the Shire in Matamata on the North Island, or Mount Doom in the Tongariro National Park on the South Island, the choices are plentiful. There are also plenty of private film location tours offered all over New Zealand, especially in Queenstown. These tours will bring you on these filming locations. Now, they can be a bit expensive, so it's up to you. Some of them you can do yourself with your own car. And if all that wasn't enough and you're still in need of some Lord of the Rings vibes while you're in New Zealand, you can visit Weta Studios in Wellington, where they produce some of the biggest blockbusters in the world, including, you guessed it, the Lord of the Rings. And they offer a variety of tours ranging from different prices and different activities included, starting at about $30. The second reason why you should consider visiting New Zealand is for its outdoor sports. Whether it be kayaking, mountain biking, or hiking, New Zealand's landscape offers you many opportunities to be one with the outdoors. When it comes to hiking, you have so many trails to choose from, whether it be just small walks to a few hours to the great walks of New Zealand. New Zealand has it all. And compared to countries like Canada and Australia, you don't need to be worried about being attacked by bears or attacked by venomous snakes. The only thing New Zealand has are flightless birds. There's literally nothing to worry about. The most popular trails are well taken care of, and the multi-day hikes usually have facilities to sleep in at your expense. Bouncing off the last reason, the third main reason to visit New Zealand is for its amazing national parks. They are everywhere and they're mostly free. The national parks are very well maintained and New Zealand takes environmental protection and preservation very seriously. Out of all the national parks in New Zealand, I highly recommend you check out the Mount Cook National Park. Within it, there are hostels and hotels you can stay at, and at night, because it is considered a national dark skies reserve, you can see the skies, they're super clear, and all the stars. I mean, I have never seen that many stars in my life. Also, check out the Fiordland National Park, which is situated in the southwestern tip of New Zealand. For about $60, you can take a ferry ride through the Doubtful Sound and see plenty of waterfalls. It is absolutely breathtaking. While it is pretty remote and it does take a lot of time to get to, it is still considered New Zealand's #1 destination. Lastly, I recommend you check out the Tongariro National Park on the North Island, where you can hike the world's famous Tongariro Alpine Crossing, which is about 19.5 kilometers long, and you will traverse volcano peaks such as Mount Doom. That's right, the Mount Doom from the Lord of the Rings. It is absolutely breathtaking. While this hike is not easy and it's not made for everyone, and it does necessitate certain preparations like food and transportation because there's no way you can park your car at both peaks, you can only take a bus. Some hotels or hostels will provide transportation at about a $20 fee. It is totally worth it. The fourth reason why you should consider visiting New Zealand is for an amazing road trip. Compared to countries like Canada and the United States, New Zealand's relatively small size allows you to traverse huge chunks of the country in such short amounts of time. Furthermore, New Zealand offers you different and completely amazing landscapes and climates within just a short drive. You can literally go from snowy peak mountains to tropical forests. For example, at the Franz Josef Glacier, to get there, you have to traverse a tropical forest to then walk on snow. It is absolutely insane. That being said, the gas prices in New Zealand are extremely expensive. Expect to pay sometimes up to $2 a liter. So when road tripping, that can get pretty expensive. And also, renting a car in New Zealand is pretty expensive. Another reason for visiting New Zealand is for the amount of adrenaline-packed activities it offers. Whether it be bungee jumping, skydiving, whitewater rafting, paragliding, or jet boating, you can do it pretty much anywhere in New Zealand. Queenstown is considered to be the adrenaline capital of the world because of the amount of activities you can do there. That being said, it is much more pricey to do certain activities in Queenstown than it is to do in other regions of New Zealand. So take that in consideration while you're traveling there. For whitewater river rafting, I highly recommend you check out the Rotorua region, where you can do the world's highest commercial drop, which is about 8 meters, with a raft. It is absolutely insane. Check out how I fared right here. It didn't come out so well for me, but still, an amazing activity. Number 6 on the list is safety. For safety, New Zealand's pretty hard to beat. There's very little place in the world where honestly I felt more safe than in New Zealand. And this isn't just about people, because like I said earlier, there's no venomous snakes or bears or big animals that can eat you while you're hiking. It makes it a little bit more fun and pleasurable while you're hiking. For first-time solo travelers, New Zealand can be an amazing option, especially for those that have safety concerns. And guys, if you want more information on solo traveling, I'm gonna leave a little link right here on my last video where I discussed the reasons why you should consider solo traveling. Another great reason for visiting New Zealand is its culture. Maui culture is highly celebrated in New Zealand, and you will find Maui culture centers all over New Zealand, especially in the Rotorua region. There, you will discover their traditions and sometimes their foods. And if you want to escape the outdoors and want to take a little bit of a break and learn about New Zealand's culture, I highly recommend you check out some of the great museums there that are mostly free, especially the Te Papa Museum in Wellington, which has collaborated with Weta Studios to present an exhibition on World War I. The 8th reason why you should visit New Zealand is for its amazing hostels. With so many small towns in New Zealand, many hostels are family run and owned, and they offer plenty of free amenities like hot tubs and spas. I know, that seems a bit corny, but the reality is after a long day of hiking, you really appreciate that hot tub. Also, New Zealand is home to one of the world's best hostels. That's right, Adventure Q2, which I stayed in Queenstown, is ranked in the top best hostels. It even offers guests free filming equipment for the day. That's right, you can get a free GoPro to use during the day. You obviously got to give it back, but still, what an amazing option for when you're doing adrenaline activities in Queenstown. We're almost done, guys. Number 9 on my list is New Zealand's hot springs. While there are many paid and privately owned natural hot spring facilities around New Zealand, you can easily find a natural hot springs for free just by driving around in certain regions of New Zealand. I recommend you check out the Hot and Cold Springs near Rotorua. It's also a national dark skies reserve, so when you go there at night, you can just sit and relax in the water and also enjoy the sky. It is amazing the amount of stars up there. The last and final reason why you should visit New Zealand is its people. Now, before I get blasted in the comments section, let me just be clear. People are kind and nice all over the world, but Kiwis are specifically and particularly kind and friendly. They will always take the time to help you and just have a chat with you. And like I always say, people make the destination. And New Zealand is a perfect example of that. I can't tell you the amount of great conversations I've had in hot springs with Kiwis. They're just so open-minded, so friendly, so kind, and willing to share their experiences. It's really fun. While there are other honorable mentions, such as its cave systems and its amazing cities like Wellington, Those were my top 10 reasons why you should consider visiting New Zealand in 2021. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more like it in the future, hit the subscribe button down below for more travel tips, tricks, and vlogs in the future. And also, leave a comment down below if you have any other suggestions for traveling in New Zealand or any other travel related questions I might address in a future video. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and don't forget, safe travels.